following podcast has been brought to you by Banter Club.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Ramblemania show proudly brings to you, it is I, one half of your longest reigning tag team champions of the world, the Angel of Death 6XL, joining me as always to my left, usually, or to my right, probably. I don't know. You'll figure it out.
But it is I, the other half, the longest reigning Ramblemania tag team champions of all the times. TJ the Great. TJ the Great. And as you can see in the visual, we got a guest today. So let's make our way on.
Who's that Pokemon? Oh, man. Would you like to introduce yourself, sir, to our fans and people out there? And you know,
man, it's your boy Kenneth Stonz. It's Kenneth Stonz, aka Kofi Weedston, one half of the Dirty Heelz podcast. Man, you know what it is. I'm not a guest. I'm family.
You damn right.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Family.
I'm missing.
Right.
Family.
Family. I'm here with my brothers here, man. We just here to chop it up, man. You know what it is, man. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button too down there, man. Make sure y'all do that, man. Show that love. Make sure y'all share that to all y'all friends and all that, man. And your friends' friends too.
Your friends' friends.
And today we are the Dirty Banter Club.
Yo, the Dirty Banter Club.
Dirty Banter Club.
Let's get that round of applause. Oh,
and
Jesus.
The Dirty Banter Club is here to discuss AEW Dynamite on the hose.
On the this man and his hose.
All about the hose. AEW Dynamite on the TBS network. But before we do that, we got to talk about some news in professional wrestling. So let's get to it. Let's start with Ethan Paige. Our man, all ego Ethan Paige, has re-upped with AEW. Apparently done in late 2021 via Fightful. He re-signed his contract. No details on when it ends, but I would imagine it'd be like another 2 or 3 years or something like that. But he's here, which is interesting to me because Andrew Zarian of Mad Men has also said recently that WWE is interested in Ethan Paige, which actually tickles me because if they really wanted Ethan Paige, they had the through line to him before AEW even existed. They could have had Ethan Paige. Granted, Ethan Paige was a different wrestler back in those days. Like he got in way better shape and all that, but I mean, he was always a good talker, always. So I mean, if they really wanted him, they could have had him. I don't know what they sat on for so long. They just saw him on AEW one week and was like, "Oh shit, this guy's actually."
That's
really
called not
good.
having faith and potential in that's called not seeing potential in somebody.
It's probably right, probably true. And then they saw him on TV killing it, and like, "Oh, actually, we want this guy."
Yeah, they was like, "Oh, isn't that the same guy that we was asking for?"
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I just think WWE, they some hypocrites.
Yeah. We talk about it. We make fun of Vince McMahon on the daily.
Yo, WWE's like that shorty that like once you get your shit together, she like, oh, he is cute. Oh, now I want him back. No,
right.
No, it don't work that way.
Yeah.
Tommy went and got a good job.
Yeah.
Yep.
All of a sudden, Pam over here like, damn.
Yep, no, Pam, no.
Nah, Pam.
Tommy, you ain't got no goddamn.
I'm still upset they're gonna do that reunion and that man no
longer not gonna be there.
Oh man.
Rest in peace.
Rest in soul, man.
Yeah. But moving on. Thomas Paige. Paige Vanzant. She was on the MMA Hour podcast and she talked about her coming to pro wrestling, her signing her contract and everything. She said, speaking of WWE, she had talks with WWE about signing. And, you know, she was back and forth between them and AEW, but she ultimately decided that AEW was the better option for her. With the main thing being that AEW is gonna continue to allow her to fight. Like she's gonna do a bare knuckle fight in the championship fight. And WWE wanted exclusivity, meaning you work for us and only us, pal. But Paige was like, nah, I would rather actually fight as well. So
yeah.
Hager
got that deal where he can go.
Yeah, it's always interesting to me, like when WWE offers these people contracts, but they have outside ventures. Like, I feel like that's always going to be a barrier to entry for these people because
definitely,
yeah, if they want to do outside projects, you can't, especially if you're going to sign them as an independent contractor. Like, you can't do that.
But that's the dope thing. That's the one thing I find dope about AEW is the fact that they let all of the wrestlers do their independent thing still.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like all of the AEW wrestlers, some way, somehow, I've seen independently, and they've been signed to AEW. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that makes it better. That makes it dope. But like, even if you're not getting money here, you could get money somewhere else with somebody else. You still get your money in your pocket. We still put money in your pocket regardless of situation.
Because think about it. Think about it. With WWE, we have all these guys who they don't consistently put on TV. If you let them go somewhere else and go train and get better and get themselves over, once they come back to WWE, then they're like some stars now, and then it's like now we got time for you, now we got a place for you, now we could do shit with you, and it's like it would benefit them if they actually let them do that. Because look at AEW, they could do that with a whole bunch of they let them do whatever the fuck they want to do, and they come back and do their thing, and then they get over everywhere else. And then they become bigger stars. Somebody who's going to be here tonight is doing that. And that's FTR, where they're the AAA tag champs. And they walk around AEW with the gold. So they feel special. They feel important. Even though they're not your company's tag champs, the fact that they're still tag champs anywhere else still validates them as top stars.
Yeah, but you know how you got the NBA is like NBA is NBA. That's like WWE, AEW. You know what I'm saying? NBA.
Right.
Independent like G League.
Yeah. Right.
You know what I'm saying? They still good. They still mad dope. Don't get me wrong. They still dunking and they still doing everything they're doing. But sometimes the NBA guys got to come down to the D League, to the G League to make sure they still good enough. You know what I'm saying? Am I wrong about that?
Yeah.
Nah,
so like I feel like
right.
I feel like WWE got to let some of these guys just like do their own thing and make a name for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's so I'm not mad at Shorty for making that decision. You know, she was smart.
It's a smart thing to do. And it's the literal definition of independent contractor. You can independently make your own schedule, make your own money as you want to, you know, and you're not hamstrung by anything. So, you know, that's what I rock with.
Yeah.
Now Dirty Heelz actually posted this.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
AJ Dillon and Kevin Sullivan on Judge Steve Harvey. What the hell? First of all, when did Steve Harvey get a judge show?
What's crazy is I've been home for the last couple of weeks, and I was like, "Yo, Nick Cannon got a show too."
Yeah. So at work, you know, I got to push it on the background. Yeah, so I got to push it on the background and shit just to like, you know, so I don't get bored. I'm there for 12 hours. You know, you got to put something on TV. And it's early. I'm watching like, you know, Fresh Prince and Martin, and then they start putting like Wildin' Out. So I'm watching that. And they put Nick Cannon, and I'm like, this man got a show? Since when? Apparently, like, it's like a Wendy Williams style show.
Yeah, same thing with Steve Harvey.
Yeah. Steve Harvey is more like Dr. Phil to me.
But he like the new Shaq. He like, you know how Shaq every job. Between Shaq, Snoop, and Steve Harvey, they got all the jobs soaked up in Hollywood.
Snoop is real. Snoop is real. You know, Big Cuz. Big
they got all the Hollywood jobs soaked up.
Yeah, apparently he's gonna be on some dope shit with Jada Pinkett, where he's gonna talk about the whole Tupac thing and everything, like the Suge thing, how he got out of that. I want to hear all of that. Man. I want to hear all of that, bro. That's everything I want. And then Jada's going to be the one asking him the questions. So you know it's going to get real. Yeah.
I know we talking about wrestling, but why do we want to hear Jada's mouth?
I don't want to hear her. I don't care about her. It's Snoop. I hear Jada, she going to be talking about Tupac. I'm like, why y'all keep doing this to Will, man?
Tev, you feel me, Tev?
Poor Will.
You feel me, Tev? Tev, can you feel me? Can you feel it?
I feel you.
I want to hear Snoop say some shit. Though. He hasn't talked about that shit in a long time. I want to hear Snoop say everything that happened with that situation.
Yo, I would rather.
I want him to talk about murder was the case.
I would rather Snoop go on Vlad.
Yeah, he can do it on Vlad. Shit.
I wish he did it on Vlad, but he didn't do it on Vlad. He did it on Jada.
Drink Champs. No, fuck, man.
Yeah, Drink Champs.
Why hasn't he been on Drink Champs?
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite. That's like my favorite podcast to me right now. It's Drink Champs. Anytime I watch Drink Champs, shit is real. 50 on Drink Champs had me laughing.
I think Noriega is the worst host in the world.
Why you say that?
All right. Every time he interviews somebody, he makes it about himself.
He does do that. He does do that.
He doesn't let that's one. Two, he doesn't never let them really answer the question. They never really get to answer the question really around.
Yeah, because the guest will say some salacious shit, and then Nori will be like, "Oh, yo," and then everybody will start going crazy and shit.
like when 50 was talking about who was it? Vivica eating his ass or some shit.
Yeah, I don't think he asks dope enough questions. I don't think he asks questions that the fans really want to know.
But I do feel like the guests themselves make the show. I feel like the guests themselves say some shit, and then you're like, yo, that's hilarious.
I do, but I feel like there's certain things he should ask because of fans want to know.
Yeah.
It's not like a professional setting podcast. It's like Nori drinking and smoking and chopping.
It's like Nori calling his friends the fuck over.
Yeah. That's what it's Nori just fucking around with his people.
Like if I knew a bunch of wrestlers, that was my homeboy. Like, hey man, hey, Triple H, come over, man. I got this podcast. Come over. Maybe we'll shoot shits.
But tell me that's not a fun event to like actually watch go down.
I mean, it's cool, but I look at it like he's a terrible host, bro.
If you just chopped it up.
Listen, I like that podcast.
Yeah.
But I only watch 5 minutes of Islam? That's it.
I be watching the whole shit. I be getting mad enthralled with all these stories.
I fast forward Noriega every time he starts to talk.
He just like, yo, this Noriega motherfucker, get this.
Come on, man. I'm trying to listen to this man tell a story.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel the clash in ideologies. I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on, the AEW Awards came out. They did their AEW Award show.
Oh wow!
They announced all their awards for 2021. So y'all want to go through these real quick?
Go ahead.
Our Wrestler of the Year was Kenny Omega, the Belt Collector, the cleaner.
He deserves
it. Okay.
He deserves it.
Yeah, he was killed it this last year. The breakout female, Jade Cargill.
Duh.
Duh.
She the one.
Yeah, I think Thunder Rosa should have got it.
That would also be a good pick, and I think she was nominated.
She's valid.
I guess, since before the awards were decided, I guess Jade had a belt and Rosa didn't, but now Rosa does.
I think Thunder Rosa has a crowd more, but that's
Like, she's the top face for sure.
She's a beast, bro. That entrance that she had last week was amazing.
That she was great. Breakout male,
Sammy Guevara.
Okay, makes sense.
Sammy Guevara.
I don't agree.
Oh, you don't? Who would you pick then?
Probably Hook.
He was nominated.
Hook would have been my guy too.
Only reason I would have gave it to Hook is because, like, let's be honest. From his first time coming out, he had the crowd in the palm of his hands.
True.
And I mean, just considering
Sammy Guevara kind of went through loops to get the crowd in his hands.
Yeah.
See, but that's the thing. If they said if he's coming up, right, that means he had to have been low at first. So I understand why if they're talking about like the guy who just basically came up this year.
All right.
I would say Sammy because Sammy won the title a shit ton of times. He up, but I'm not going to talk about relationships.
But honestly, you can still give it to Darby Allin.
That guy too. That's another guy that I would.
Because you got to think about because they didn't do this last year. They didn't do it their first year.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to go by first years, you give it to Darby Allin.
Yeah. But in fairness, I think Darby is. I think he's well past breakout. Like he's fully established star.
Yeah,
now.
Yeah, he is.
So, yeah.
All right, I get what you're saying though. You're right.
Yeah. And I mean, to the Hook point though, I would go with Hook just because if in terms of the last year, like Hook exploded. Like when he debuted and he went from there, he took off. Like Sammy, he's a day one guy. So, you know, like you said, Kofi, he was working his way up. He had his ups and downs. But Hook, once Hook actually got in the ring,
boom.
Yeah, it was over. Yeah. It was a splash. Everybody loved it. Yeah. So like that's the only reason why I would agree to disagree with that one with AEW.
Yeah, I could take that point. Best high flyer, Dante Martin.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
It's either him or Ray Phoenix.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's why I won't give it to him. I can't give it to Dante Martin over Ray Phoenix.
Over Ray Phoenix.
I cannot.
We got
be honest.
High flyers in AEW.
Let's be honest about this. I'm not saying Dante Martin doesn't deserve it, but who has done more daredevil shit in AEW when it comes to high flying than Ray Phoenix?
I've said this every week. Ray Phoenix does something that makes me go, "What the fuck was that?" Every week.
I hope next year.
I'm just saying.
Jeff Hardy. I hope next year that's Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy.
I hope next year that's Jeff Hardy.
Nah, man.
I hope next year is Jeff Hardy. Hopefully, if he gets to that point, I mean, he started his year off with a bang.
Listen. If Jeff Hardy gets in next year, I'm fucking 6 midgets. That's it.
Right, so you gonna call me when you got them 6 midgets ready, and I'm gonna pull up with the camera.
That's it.
There you go.
And we gonna tape that shit. Yeah. Oh man, we gonna talk about that. That's some Jimmy Smack shit. If you remember Jimmy Smacks. Jimmy Smacks will fuck anything, bro. I'm convinced.
All too well of a reminder. Best microphone duel: CM Punk and MJF on
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah,
could have picked anyone they did. CM Punk and MJF
all day. The name drop because they had the name drops. He called them what do you call them? Low level. I can't remember what.
Bootleg Miz, basically.
Yeah, the
bootleg Miz.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a fun. I ain't gonna front. That was probably the best promo between both of those guys. Just cutting that shit. That shit was fire. Not gonna lie. Fire.
I like with me it's all the little callbacks that they do where they start using each other's lines back and forth. Like, I got you.
And I thought with all the hype going, because like when Punk first came to the company, like one of the first things people was like, "Yo, when he gets the MJF, it's gonna be crazy." And then he finally got the MJF, and it delivered to everybody's expectations and well beyond. So for sure.
I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't hype about it at first because I like MJF, but I'm not a big CM Punk fan.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I at first I wasn't hype, but then once they started cutting the promos and shit, and I was like, all right, they got something here. I'm not gonna lie.
That's strange to me because everybody in this squad over here, we're big into CM Punk. So I want to hear your reasoning to why.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I wasn't always into wrestling.
Fair.
So like I was into wrestling around. I think I stopped watching wrestling around Ruthless Aggression era. Around that, I stopped watching because I grew up and had a grown shit to do, had kids and a whole bunch of shit. I
started rapping, so I got busy with that shit.
I had a kid early.
Yeah. I
had a kid at 18, so.
Oh, damn. You was a baby yourself.
Yeah, wrestling stops.
Yeah.
So, but I started watching back when the Shield came. When the Shield broke up. The night the Shield broke up was the night I started back watching it.
I started watching it because of this man right here. Because I stopped for a long time too. I was burnt out. I didn't like the product anymore. Like I had wrestled for a while, and then at that point too, I was like kind of like discouraged with that, how the way that was going. And then I was like, damn, I got to do something else. Like this wrestling thing, I can't, is probably not going to be something that I get. So I got to start working with my other talents. And I was like, I got to do music. And I did music for a long time, and music kept me like in check. Music made me stop doing all the stupid shit that I was doing in the street and start focusing on, all right, well, we got to make money with these talents, because yeah, we can become rich, but doing the shit that I was doing, but you know, you're going to get yourself into some trouble at a certain point in time in life, and it's not going to be good for you. So I was thinking like, yo, if I could get this music thing to go, then I ain't got to do all that dumb shit no more. And, you know, if it wasn't for music, and then he got me back into wrestling, because that was around the pipe bomb, you know, situation. He told me,
oh, wow,
did you watch Raw? And I said, nah, but I got it on demand. I'll put it right now. And he was like, go ahead. And I watched it, and I saw CM Punk cut that promo, and that he got me back into wrestling, which is why I love Punk so much.
That's fire. That's said they were good brothers. Tav is like my good brother then. Because I would just watch battle rap all day.
Yep.
It was battle rap.
Him too. He was, so I was more into like the creative side. So I was over here learning how to produce and how to engineer and how to do all this other shit. So I wanted to do everything. I wanted to be hands-on with everything. And then he was more into the battle rap. So he was showing me all sorts of shit like that.
I've always been the wordsmith, so battle rap is my bag. So yeah.
Oh, I love it. Tev, me and you gotta holler at each other. We got man. But yeah, that's what it was. I was a big battle rap fan. I love battle rap. Good brother would come to my house all the time, or I would go to his house, like, yo, put the battle on. And then it got to the point where I would go to his house on Mondays, and he was always watching Monday Night Raw. And then the Shield broke up, and I didn't really know what was going on. I saw Triple H and Randy Orton, and then when Shield broke up, I was talking the whole time, asking what's going on, and that was the night I really got back into it. You know what I mean? I don't mean to digress. I am digressing.
No. That was the one. That was.
It's all good. It's all love.
That was the one where Evolution also broke up, right?
No. It was the night the Shield, Seth Rollins hit.
They're always a plan B.
Got you.
Yeah, what's crazy is
but somebody left Evolution that day, right? Batista did, I think it was.
Batista left around that point, but I don't know if it was that night.
No.
Look, I was trying to make
yeah.
Whatever's going on, like I can't really tell you anything about Ruthless Aggression era.
Me either.
And to be fair, that's when Punk came up, really, because when
that's why I'm not a big CM, and that goes back to the whole thing. Why I'm not a real CM Punk, because I wasn't able to see him fight. I wasn't able to, really catch the promos and everything until later on. You know what I'm saying?
You know, what happened to me? I also saw him in like the indies, like Ring of Honor and all that kind of stuff. So I got to see like baby Punk. I got to see that era of Punk that he was fired. So I was like, yo, this guy's good. I can't wait for him to come to like, I thought he was going to go to Impact for sure. I thought he was going to be in TNA for life after that. But he ended up coming to the E, and I was like, oh, that's good for him. And I was happy about that, but I didn't really pay attention to him in the E because, again, that's when I was too busy doing music and learning how to do all this other shit. So I wasn't really focused on wrestling at the time. I didn't really care as much anymore.
No, that's feeling.
That independent wrestling era, that mid 2000s era, that's my heart. That's when I really got into independent wrestling. That's when I got my first job. I was going to fucking.
Let me ask you. Can I ask you a question? I don't mean to digress.
Go ahead.
See, I say I was watching independent wrestling since then.
Yeah.
That's crazy because, like I said, I didn't find out about all of these guys being independent, like the Kevin Owens and the Daniel Bryans and the CM Punks and the Adam Cole. I didn't know all of these guys was independent until I started hanging with Good Brother. Wow. I didn't know who. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know nothing until I started hanging with the Good Brother, and then like he would tell me about this person goes here and that person goes there. I was lost.
They all from that era too. Like
and that's what's crazy. And they all from that era. Like, and I'm glad that I want to shout out him. I'm glad I got a partner like him though, because like that's a big void that I missed. I didn't watch the TNA, the Impact era.
Yeah.
I watch all that on YouTube. Actually, I go back and have to watch all that because I'm not in tune with that era.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Attitude Era and the whole black and white era and the WCW era, that's me. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? I watched wrestling until Stone Cold and The Rock went off the television.
With me, I watched to like about, I would like to say maybe like, I think it was like 07, 08 is when I was like, I'm not watching this shit anymore. I'm too busy with life. And then it was
dipped out 07. Yeah.
07, you too?
Yeah. 07, I dipped out because I think at that point, same. I was just it was a couple things. Like I wasn't feeling the product that much. Like that was like peak John.
Yeah, me
Cena,
too. I was over it. Yeah.
Peak John Cena.
Yeah.
I was just about to ask y'all who is the man around that time? 07.
Like
John Cena.
Yeah, when I stopped watching, it was but I wasn't really watching WWE that much anymore at like 07. I would get the games and shit.
Would y'all still watch Impact though? Would y'all still watch Impact?
TNA was what I was watching, but I stopped watching TNA at the same time, like around 07 or 08.
Like because at that time, like it had started to get a little harder to find everything I wanted to find in terms of independent wrestling, because it was always that you would have to either go buy DVDs, and if they ain't had the DVDs, you are searching.
You know how I got on it? Because of Ivan. We had this friend named Ivan. He was really big into computers and shit.
Yeah. So
he used to always be on the internet, and I would go to his house to print out like the formula for the car. You remember back in the day, you used to have to print out formula for creative wrestlers.
Yeah.
So I would go to his crib to do that. And one day I was doing that, and he's like, "Yo, you should watch this like indie stuff. Like they're pretty decent." And I was like, "All right." At the time, I was already watching. This was like 2000, like early 2000s. So at the time, I was like mostly watching like WWE. I would watch some of the, WWF at the time. I would watch some of that. And then I would watch some of the stuff that would come on like public access and shit. So like maybe like 2002, 2003, I would watch fucking Santana. Back in the day, he was Suicide on XWF or KW or there was so many little like bootleg backyard companies that I would watch on my TV on MNN because they had that free cable kind of situation. And that's when I first saw all those guys who are now wrestling on TV, and I'm like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I saw Eddie Kingston when I was growing up too, but I saw him on the internet on the independent scene and shit.
Yeah.
So,
like, I had all those guys, and then like 07 came around.
Homicide.
It was hard to find. Tired of Cena. Then Benoit happened, and that's when I was out. I was like, "Yo, this shit is getting." I think because it was already like we have been like a year and a half removed from Eddie dying.
Yeah, Eddie
and
was
then
sad.
You come back, and then Benoit dies, and then you hear how Benoit died, and it's like, what the fuck, bro? So then I think I was just done for a while. And then I think like a year later, I heard Jericho was back. And I always loved Jericho. I came back with Jericho and I ended up going to the 2008 Rumble. And that's when I got back in. Ric Flair is teaming with Mike Tyson to sell weed. Tyson 2.0.
I'm cool with it.
Mike Tyson Company. They have acquired a majority stake in Ric Flair Drip Inc. Hilarious that that's the name of his company, Ric Flair Drip Inc. But yeah,
I'm just glad that he's not talking anymore.
Yeah, shut the fuck up and sell weed, Rick. That's
I'm cool with that.
I love you, Rick. I hope shut the fuck up.
I hope they put his face on the pack, like
or fucking woo pack or whatever. Yeah, go for it.
I've been waiting for that woo pack in a while. Anyway.
We probably gonna have the bags in our store pretty soon.
Oh yeah, we don't need that.
We got the bags. I just gotta go buy the weed. We will be there. You go buy it in bulk, and we got the bags for you. Don't worry, we'll service you. It's crazy how I went from selling weed illegally to selling weed legally.
Word. How the world changes, right?
Yep.
And now let's talk about the rating for Dynamite. They did 1 million viewers and a 4-1 in the key demographic, which is third on cable behind 2 NBA games. Lakers were number one on cable, despite being ass. So I guess watching Braun chase Kareem is the dream now.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yep.
Yeah. But third on cable, 4-1 in the key demo, their highest since February, I think, and early February. And, bounce back from last week, a good number. Anytime you finish at the very least behind the NBA, network is happy with that. So good number for them, especially coming off the big St. Patrick show and all that. So solid stuff.
Good shit, pal.
Good shit, pal. And now it's about time for the Dynamite.
Oh, shit.
You ready?
Go like this.
There we go.
I guess it's time for us to light the fuse and bring the boom. And let's banter.
AEW Dynamite from Austin, Texas. We open up.
Hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, son. I'm not on this show. I'm on the other one, but we're going to do this.
We're in a place named after me, right?
That's right, son.
All right. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to whoop some ass.
We open up with CM Punk versus Dax Harwood.
That's a good son bitch.
We got the return of CM Long Boys. You got the long tights for this.
Yes, sir.
Which I like, especially after the legendary return of basketball short CM Punk.
That shit was God. That shit was God. I want him to stay in the basketball shorts. I'm not even going to hold you.
That shit took me back.
I kind of dig the basketball shorts too.
I love that shit.
Out of everything he's ever worn, the basketball shorts to me just feel real. I feel like that's the real CM Punk.
Yeah, that's the CM Punk we grew up on. But Punk and Dax, these are two of the more outspoken. Bret Hart is the fucking greatest to ever live guys in the business. So going into this, I'm like, this is gonna be the Bret Hart match.
That's two Bret Hart guys.
Yeah,
5-star. It was definitely a 5-star match, yo. On my behalf, yo, when I turned it on, it was a 5-star match. I was like, yo, I'm not too much for the grappling and the grounding and pounding. But when you got two guys like that, even seeing Punk try to go to the rope twice, they did the super suplex. I love to see that shit. Super suplex from the top, not the second rope, the top.
Yeah, top
rope. Yeah, so I thought that was a fire match. Made sense.
Yeah. We'll get to it, Tev. Tell us what happened.
Yeah. So, they're going. Dax, he's working over Punk, and then he looks over at the Ass Boys in the crowd. He sees Colton and Austin, and then they're jawing at him. They're talking shit. But then Punk tries to come back. Dax cuts him off, goes up top for the headbutt. And like it usually does when FTR tries to flip instead of fist, it backfires.
Mm-hmm.
So they do a strike exchange. Punk wins out, puts Dax down. He goes up top. Dax cuts him off with some chops, hits him with that big superplex. And then he follows with the diving headbutt. And it hits it this time. That gets in their fall, though. He takes him over to the ropes, does a suplex to the outside. I love that suplex spot to the outside. Yeah. They go over the top ropes and then just collapse to the floor. That should look so dirty. But I think
it looks dangerous as hell.
Yeah, it looks like somebody was going to die in that. Or at least after seeing Biggie land on his head, everything to me is somebody's going to land on their head.
Somebody's back to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shit, man. But Dax takes Punk over to the ropes, does the suplex, and then that's when Cash comes out. He starts amping his partner up. Like, let's go, Dax, you got this. Then Excalibur is like, is he going to interfere in this match? But he does not. Cash never interferes. So Punk locks in the Anaconda Vice. Dax breaks free, goes for the sharpshooter, but then Punk breaks out of that, and then they get into a small package fight. They start trading the roll-ups. Punk goes for the Shining Wizard and it's blocked. Dax hits a slingshot power bomb. That gets a 2 count. That shit was cool. And then he finally locks in that sharpshooter and he's got Punk in it. And it makes complete sense that he would go for the sharpshooter, not just because he loves Bret, but because he's been working on Punk's lower back the whole match. Superplex, the knees to the back, everything. So even psychologically, the sharpshooter makes sense in this, which I'm sure made Bret proud. So, they counter. He rolls through into the Anaconda Vice. Dax tries to roll back toward the ropes, but Punk brings him to the middle. Dax taps. Punk wins. Really, really good match. Great match.
Yo, shout out to Austin, by the way.
Steve Austin or Austin, Texas?
Austin, Texas. That crowd was live.
Yeah,
they were hot. They were hot. They loved it.
Shout out to the Ass Boys too, though, man. Because after the match, They even exchanged. They had a little exchange with the Ass Boys, and they're supposed to. I think they're supposed to be fighting for the AAA titles.
Yeah, I think they're fighting the Ass Boys next week.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Who better than the Ass Boys, which is actually in Spanish a very hilarious chant that they like to chant in Mexico. If you ever watch any of the Mexican wrestling stuff, I like watching it from time to time. I like watching Lucha. Lucha's my shit. If you ever hear them, they chant this very beautiful chant by the name of "Culeros, culeros," which means ass boys.
That's fire.
Assholes, yeah.
Fire.
Mm-hmm. So I found it funny. I'm like, oh, the culeros are going for the Mexican belts.
They're going for the Mexican belt. Punk is gesturing for the belt at the end of this team. He wants a title.
Yeah.
So is it time? Is Punk going for that world title? Looks like it might be time.
Let's see. I'm glad they. Oh, go ahead.
I'm not like I said, I'm not a big CM Punk fan. I'm cool. If he goes for the title, I'm cool with it. But my big problem with AEW is they give all of the people that already had shots again. Like, we got so many guys on Dynamite and Dark and Elevation that you could really put over. But we got CM fucking Punk because he could sell some t-shirts.
See, I feel you, and then at the same time, I know why they're doing it, and I get it.
I mean, merch is a motherfucker, right?
It's not just that. It's you got to think about it. They're starting up as a company, right?
No, it's merch.
All these guys. They got all these guys. They got all these guys that are a certain age at this point. They got to let those guys, kind of cycle out and build other guys while they're rising, and that's why they got the TNT title. So that way they can cycle all these old guys out, and then once they cycle them out, then
the motherfuckers is already cycled out.
They not because you got to think about it. CM Punk is right now is like probably
he was cycled out 7-8 years ago.
Nah, he left, which is different.
That cycled the fuck out.
He was burnt the fuck out. Vince McMahon did not treat him properly. So right here, they're trying to redeem that for him, and that's the reason why I'm okay with it.
You call it tomatoes, I call it tomatoes.
Punk is a guy I view as trying to go out on his own terms because
I just feel like he's only here for merch. Only reason why I know that is because when I went to AEW, I bought a fucking CM Punk shirt.
There you go. So the money potential that there still is in Punk.
Yeah, I mean the only reason why I bought one is because the other shirt was ugly.
Well, to me, it's more. It's more.
I would have bought a Hook shirt, but it was fucking white and black, and I was like, I'm gonna mess this up tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't fuck with white shirts.
They got to do that Hook shirt in black, like.
Yeah, they don't have any Hook shirts in black. That's what kind of pissed me off. So I was like, fuck it.
I think they got one in gray now though, which is all right. I'm all right with gray.
Yeah, that's better. But
it's a little better.
Yeah. I got my CM Punk shirt, and I only wear my CM Punk shirt like when I know I'm not gonna do anything that'll require me getting messy because I already know that it's gonna get dirty. But anyways, point is with me is like I feel like when he's done, then then we could be like, all right. But I feel like he still got shit to give, and so does Bryan Danielson, and so does John Moxley, and all these guys who are still. I feel like they still got shit to give, and once I feel like their time is like actually up, it's not because the crowd doesn't agree that the time is up. The crowd is. Listen to the way this crowd went absolutely apeshit when CM Punk came out.
Crowd totally with him.
You feel me? So it's like until he's not making money for them anymore, you feel me? They're gonna keep him as high as they can because he's top draw right now. It is, of course, And business is business at the end of the day. And you and I, as businessmen, know we got to keep CM Punk there for a little bit, at least until one of these other guys can come in and be that big.
Somebody else can sell more merch.
So I'm all right with it. Yeah.
Till somebody else can sell more merch.
Right now, I'm looking at the guys they build in Hobbs, Wardlow, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara. All these guys, they're capable of being top guys in the future, so I'm not going to shit on it. When this match started, I already knew what it was going to be because I know these guys are both Bret Hart guys. So I know this shit was going to be a classic match. So in my head, I'm over here like, yo, they blessing us like this already? And then the show kept going, and I was like, oh, these blessings.
This first hour was blessings on blessings. So let's move it. Because now we got the damn JAS, the JAS.
I hate
Jericho
this
Appreciates Society. They show a picture of John Silver with Chris Jericho as a kid. And Jericho's like, ain't that nice of me, to take this picture with that young John Silver. And tonight, he finally gets to share the ring with his idol. But tonight, Hungy, when we get a hold of you, it ain't going to be pretty. He says they're going to future endeavor Silver and Reynolds, just like they future endeavored Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz. They ain't never coming back.
Now, go ahead.
Fucking 2.0 is like, hey, are they behind these curtains? So they look behind the curtains. Whole lot of nothing back here. They look behind the other curtains. And then
you notice that they didn't open the curtain all the way up? Somebody must have been back there.
Yeah, probably somebody back there.
Matt Menard probably just saw Eddie Kingston right there. He was like, oh.
Yeah. No shit.
He closed that shit dumb quick.
Yeah. And then Hager's like, they ain't never coming back. So get ready, folks. LAX is coming back. So
let me tell you my opinion right quick on this situation. Remember last week how I said Matt Cardona did it better?
Yes.
CM Punk did it better. Fuck you. So, am I going to do this every week with the Jazz? Yeah, y'all just going to be repeating everybody else's segment and then you expect me not to notice?
I mean, CM
last
Punk
week, no.
Jericho's doing this.
No. Same shit.
For me, I don't understand it. For me, I don't understand it. For two reasons. I don't understand how you get rid of a gang to join a gang. And I don't understand how you get out of a gang to join another gang.
You ever heard of the Crips and the Bloods? That's how they started.
Yeah, I just saying. For me, it's like, I don't understand how Chris Jericho gets rid of his group and it starts a whole nother group. Jericho Appreciates Society. Cool, whatever. But I don't understand how Santana and Ortiz leave the inner circle to join a whole nother group, which I guess you're going to call LAX, blase blah. I'm not a fan of joining, and I'm not a fan of AEW, all the factions in AEW, put it like that. I just feel like it's too many factions, too many people joining up, too many teams. There's no one man for themselves.
I feel like that's what, you actually hit on something that I've said before. But, like, how do I say this? I understand them having factions and then having certain people spin out of those factions, because that's how the Attitude Era started. They had all these factions, and then you got The Rock out of it. You got Triple H out of it. Undertaker was already the shit, but Undertaker became even bigger with a faction. So I understand that. But my shit is like, you got to have one guy that's just for himself. You feel me? And I feel like that's why I love Austin so much, because he was that one guy that he was really about himself. And I feel like they're just missing that one guy that needs to be that guy where everybody else can be in a gang, but this motherfucker run dolo and he don't give a fuck. He's fighting everybody, And I feel like it is the friends company, because everybody got a friend. But, at the same time, I understand why they're doing it. And I still got to remember that it's still a young company. So I always be like, all right, you know what? I leave it alone at this point. But yeah, I've had the same sentiment as you had.
I mean, we talked about it before with the whole faction deal and how it's TK taking after one of the influences he takes from Japanese wrestling, in that a lot of those companies in Japan are heavily faction based, like New Japan faction based. Dragon Gate is all faction.
Yeah,
like it's very much faction based, and I think he does that because it makes booking a little bit easier, where you got this group of people, this guy's allied with this group of people, that guy's allied with that group of people, and you can weave each of those people in and out of different types of storylines and angles and things like that, and keep them doing things that keep it fresh without having, like these same two dudes fighting every week or something like that. Like faction simplify booking. And I think in terms of Jericho and the Inner Circle and everybody moving on, I think the point of that was the Inner Circle had outgrown Jericho. Like, it was time for them to break off. Like Santana and Ortiz, people were ready for that. They were ready for them to break off. Sammy had broken out, become a singles guy. So it was time. Like Hager, he works as Jericho's heavy, so keep him there. That works. But the others have broken out. It's time for them to go. So they moved them on, and they transitioned another group of guys that could benefit from Jericho's star power right to him.
Yep. I mean, I'm gonna go back to the sentiment that he said though when it comes to the coming out of one faction and going into another one. I don't think they're really gonna do like LAX. I hope that it's gonna be like a situation where they're gonna team up with Eddie Kingston here and there because that's their mans, but it's not like we're a faction because I want them to be tag champs already. I want them to be fucking I want them to go already. You know, like I said, I grew up watching Santana and Ortiz on MNN and shit. So I want to see them already be those guys. So I'm again with AEW, I'm a lot more patient than with WWE because I know that with AEW, eventually these things actually, you know, come to fruition. Hangman Page, they were building him forever. Now he's world champion. So, you know, there's a lot of these guys that, you know, they started off as guys that we didn't know, and now we know them. So I give them some flack, and at the same time, I'm gonna be a little more patient because I feel like a lot of wrestling fans right now ain't patient. And when it comes to AEW, they do long-term story booking. So everything they do, it'll be a year or maybe more. But once they're there, you can't say no to that person because they've been built so good. Exactly. So that's the reason why I'd be more patient with AEW.
Sting, Darby Allin, and the Hardys versus the AFO, the Andrade family office, Butcher and the Blade, and Private Party.
Mm-hmm.
Darby comes out here, and I look at his face, and I still feel like he's internally marking out like, holy fucking shit. Party. What the fuck?
I'm teaming with Jeff.
I feel the same way. I feel the same way, Tev. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Like, it really hit for me in this match. Like, for our generation, guys of our age and maybe a little older, like the Hardys are this legendary tag team that have been doing this crazy shit that we're about to talk about here for most of our lives. Like, as a youngster, I 10 years old, I was watching Jeff Hardy jump off ladders. I am 31 years old watching Jeff Hardy jump off shit. And then you got like for Darby's generation, who's a little younger than us, all their lives, they know nothing but the Hardys doing crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like for the AEW roster, which is a combination of these age groups, having the Hardys there working and they got their old music and all that shit, it must be crazy for them.
A dream come true.
Yeah,
I think for them having the Hardys there, period, is fire because we could really hopefully get a real broken universe. Another one, a part 3, if you want to call it. I guess you call it a part 3. Part 1 is in Impact. Part 2 is WWE. Yeah. I guess you call this part 3 a real version. You know what I'm saying? We get the real Nero. This is because honestly, this is what people have been waiting for: the return of Brother Nero, the return of. You know what I'm saying?
The gang is back together.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but I feel it to be exciting. The whole match was dope for me. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot. When Jeff jumped off that fucking windowsill, bro.
That shit was mad. That shit was mad indie. But I loved it.
You know when you cringe? You know how you cringe? You like, no, don't do that. I was like, no. I felt like
you just got here, bro.
You know when I cringe? I cringe when he did one of these on the wall. Because I've been there before when you climb and shit. You hold it on like this. That's the scariest shit in the world, yo.
I think it was fire. I think the way AEW does their shit is fire. They really like Six said, man. They're a young company, so they really can't do too much wrong in my eyes, man. You know, I might have gripes here and there, but for the most part, it's still gonna be a 5.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's a lot. Like I say, like the show's not perfect, but fuck, man, I have fun watching this shit every week.
Yeah, that's it. You have fun watching it.
Same.
And I think that's the most thing that excites me about AEW. Like, I look forward to fucking watching it. I'm like, yo, they're going to do something crazier this week. Or even if it's not nothing crazier this week, it's like maybe the storyline or something. You know what I'm saying? But I always look forward to watching AEW.
It's fun. Fucking So the match starts with Darby diving because Darby Allin. And then immediately after Darby dives, Sting dives.
So let me tell you something.
Wait, did you hear Tony? Did you hear Tony Schiavone?
Yeah. Tony was like, I told Sting no jumper. No more jumping.
He don't give a fuck, bro. He don't give a fuck.
Sting
bro. I
said,
love Sting.
Fuck that. I'm jumping.
So you don't know this, but here on the show, we have this thing where we believe that Darby Allin has like a death pact, and this motherfucker just trying to go out there and kill himself every week.
Oh, yeah, we believe that too. We believe that.
You don't like it.
He's trying to die for real.
Oh, wait.
I mean, his theme song says, I couldn't sleep because my head's on fire.
His name of his move is called the Coffin Drop.
Yeah, Coffin Drop.
He really trying to die.
Like
Just saying.
Him and Jeff are brawling off with Butcher and Blade in the crowd. I'm like, oh, fuck. Here they go. They going upstairs. They looking for bumps to take. Look at these motherfuckers.
Father and son and shit. I know this kid, Pox, Andre. I know he going nuts right now watching Jeff.
I'm going to tell you what pissed me off. Andrade.
We talk about that after. We talk about that after. Go ahead, Tab. Go ahead.
I'm talking about him coming in the match.
Yeah, he ran in. Yeah. He ran in on Darby. And then that's when fucking Butcher beat him up and threw him down the fucking stairs.
Yo, wait. How many stairs has he been thrown down?
Yo.
A lot.
Yeah.
Ethan Paige threw him down the motherfucking stairs, bro.
Yeah.
And then he came back. That motherfucker don't care about no stairs.
Yeah.
He hangs out with the jackass dudes, man.
I'm just saying, getting thrown by I've slipped downstairs by accident and that shit hurt.
Tev knows what happened to me the one time I fucking did a swanton bomb off a pair of staircase.
Yeah.
Fuck that, man.
Just like slipping and sliding regular, like you do a little slide down the stairs. That shit hurts.
Yeah.
But you know what it is though? He young.
Yeah.
He young.
Yeah.
Man, Darby Allin.
He younger than us, bro. I'm pretty sure he is.
Darby Allin about 130 pounds soaking wet, bro. Young ain't got shit to do with it.
If I fell down a flight of steps, I know exactly what happens because it happened to me. My ass will turn complete blood, like super dark purple, and then I'm fucked for like a week or two. I can't walk.
Listen, I fall down the stairs. You know Mr. Glass?
Oh, say less. Say less. I forget you are a slim dude, bro.
That shit.
Slim with the tilted brim. Shit.
So yeah, they fight out in the concourse. Jeff does the fucking crazy dive off the windowsill. He just got here and he's diving off of fucking windowsills. This
is why I'm saying next year you're gonna be fucking 6 midgets, my brother. I'm telling you.
Next year, that man ain't gonna be able to walk.
We've been saying that about Jeff for like 20 years, though. I don't even know at this point.
Yo, all right. Wait. One thing about Jeff is, have you played with him in the game?
In which game?
I haven't played with him yet.
All right. I've played against him. Let me tell you about this motherfucker. You can knock him out 30, 40 times. That motherfucker, he's not kicking out. He's not getting up. I mean, you're not gonna pin him. You could do like I had to do like 6 finishes. That on extra hard, bro. Yo, look, he one of the players that like you can hit him and then he's knocked out. He's sauce off of one hit, but he ain't. You not pinning him, bro.
Yeah, you might be out, but he kicking out.
Yeah, like you know them strong. You know them people who like ratings be like 70, but they're a strong 70.
Yeah.
I like that. Like, they're a strong 70 though.
You like squashed you already. What's going on?
Yeah, what's going on? That's Jeff Hardy on the game, B.
I'm annoying with I'm really good at button mashing. So if you try to pin me on any game, in 2K22 now, they use button mashing now in order for you to get out of the pin. Yeah, I'm nasty with it now. Ask Tev. Tev was watching me play.
Living this shit.
Nasty, bro. I'm
just
like,
living it.
Yeah.
Crazy.
They living this shit. They do it. They living lovely.
I'm over here like that look wrong.
But yeah, back to the match. Sting, he goes back to the ring because he remembers, we got to win this shit. So he gets back in the ring. Isaiah Cassidy hits him with a chair. He turns around like, excuse me? No cells. Starts whooping his ass. Then they fight him off. They go for gin and juice, but Sting catches him. And he went to the floor. They almost fucked it up, but they stopped and they held. And it was like, let's get this right. And then they stood up, and then Matt came in. They hit the double finish, and then they got the win. And yeah, babyfaces win.
Double finish. Sting fucked up though in that double finish.
Yeah.
Definitely busted his ass.
I don't think Sting fucked up. I just think Sting's old.
Yeah, Sting's old. Like,
true.
And he's catching a dude that's flipping down onto him.
Yeah.
I don't. He tried to get up for like an hour though. That shit was.
Yeah.
Put him down and pick him back up.
Yo, I think it was still fire for Sting to even attempt the shit half the shit he does now, man. Like, let's be honest, man. Like, and then the fact that, like, I look at it like, yo, between him and Sting and Jeff Hardy, they really putting over these young guys, regardless of the situation.
Yeah.
Because they really could be fighting against each other, but they got these. You know what I mean?
I've said it before. Like, this is Sting. You don't have to do shit. You come out, get his pop, make his money, and move on. Like, every week, simple clockwork, nothing. And he's out here jumping off the stage, doing table bumps, doing everything. Like, you don't got to do none of this shit. He's a legend.
You heard about like what he was talking about when he came to AEW. He was saying like, he was one of those guys that when he started off, he didn't know how to wrestle. He himself says that he wasn't that good. It's all good. Yeah. He himself said that he wasn't that good, right? So, I mean, at this point, I feel like he's just trying to tick all the boxes now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and even in terms of that, like for Sting to take it upon himself personally to be like, I want to come in here, I want to do all these things, and for him to actually do it at fucking 60 years old, that's incredible. Yeah, Sting is the man.
I appreciate what he does, and I see that he is ticking all his boxes now. At this point, he's just doing all this shit. Yeah, he's gotten to that point in his career that like Shaq got to, that Snoop got to, that all these guys we were talking about got to, and he's just having fun doing everything now. He just wants to do everything because that's it. His prime time to him is over, so now he's just having fun, and I'm cool with that.
Yeah. So with that, now we got Tony. He's with FTR. Cash, he's like, Dax, my best friend, my partner. He went out and wrestled from the heart. And then you got these ass boys.
Because
their father has some respect that they get grandfathered in. They don't work like that. Dax says, I know a lot of the fans don't like us because we've done some nasty things, but none of the fans would ever call us spoiled brats like you ass boys. Maybe salty WWE fans would, but I digress. He says, Billy's sons, I'm not even going to call you ass boys. I'm going to call you Billy's sons. We'll see you next week.
I like the way he did it, though. He was like, Colton at Billy's sons. The way he did it, like, we're going to start calling you. And then he almost said by their real names. And he goes, Billy's sons. And I was like, I love that shit. I love it. That's some good heel work right there. Yeah.
Definitely fire.
Mm-hmm.
They're good promos. I feel like
they're not, honestly, they're not the heels in this situation.
No, they're not.
Not at all.
No.
Yeah. They're definitely the baby faces.
Yeah. But next week they're gonna be the heels if you listen to what MJF said later.
Yeah, that we're gonna get to that because that was
yeah. That's what's crazy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But now we got Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley versus the Varsity Blondes. Regal is gonna keep calling Excalibur Man with the mask. I love it.
I love Regal. Regal never call you by your name. If your name is Umaga, your name is Umanga.
Who is this guy? He wasn't in WWE with me.
Who is this?
This is not Michael Cole.
But he calls everybody something funny, like since day one. Day one.
Facts.
Like I'm trying to think of all the people that because he fucked up everybody's name at least once. Umaga's the one that always gets me. Yeah, Umanga. That's the one that I will always remember. Triple H. But there was a lot of people that he used to fuck up their name.
Yeah. That was his deal.
Yeah.
JR asked Regal, he's like, how do you control Jon Moxley in there? And Regal's like, I can't control him. That's why I like him. He's like,
Yo, what kind of answer is that though?
Yeah.
Huh? What kind of answer is that?
He's right though. I feel the same way. I love Jon Moxley because that motherfucker's crazy.
I'm just saying that's like you having a crazy friend. It's like somebody like control your crazy ass friend. You're like, I can't control him. That's why he's my friend.
Yeah. Let him rock.
It's because you're not gonna do shit to me because that's my boy.
Exactly.
Y'all in trouble.
Exactly. Y'all, fuck y'all. Anybody who look at me sideways, I know that crazy motherfucker gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, I'm good. That's my people.
Exactly. That's what you. To be honest, that's a smart answer because the fact that if there's a motherfucker who crazy, but he's your man's, you the only one who's not gonna feel that crazy motherfucker's wrath.
Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Julia, Julia. She's out there with the blondes physically.
Oh,
mentally,
symbiote girl.
She's somewhere else because she just
told
sitting
you
on the steps.
Mm-hmm.
She ain't even watching the match.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you what it is. So you weren't here for this, so I'm gonna tell you this.
Yes.
Not Andrade. Malachi. That shit that he's spitting is symbiote, bro. It's the symbiote. Notice everybody who got that shit got way more intense and way more savage after he spit it on them. Like, look at these two guys. They both got spit with the symbiote. They came out here and fought after they were just like the little fuckboys who came out. Now they fight. And then now Julia Hart, she a little crazy still because she still got that symbiote in her eye. She didn't take off eye patch yet.
So now you say they're the fuckboys that fight and lose?
Nah, now they at least fight. You know, feel me? They still savages. They lost here because look at who they was fighting.
Yeah, it didn't matter who they was fighting, they would have lost.
Yeah, nah. I feel like if you fighting John Moxley and Bryan Danielson, you gonna lose. I'm actually scared to see who's gonna beat these two.
They could have been fighting. Yo, the Varsity Blondes could have been fighting ketchup and mustard.
Doubt it.
Pre symbiote maybe, but post symbiote,
nah.
They different.
It's a post symbiote.
Yeah, they different now. Yeah. Back then, nah. But Julia Hart got some shit, and I'm telling you, it's
Julia with her though is going down.
I'm just saying, what was her real reason? Was it because of the spit? Like, but that happened like weeks and weeks ago, bro.
But ever since it happened, she's been wearing the eye patch. Like, she mostly
got it trapped in it.
Even on dark, like she's been behaving different. Like it's been a consistent thing. So it's changing her.
It's in there. I'm telling you, it's in there.
He says it's in there.
She's gonna walk down the street doing Saturday Night Fever. I'm telling you, it's in there.
It's in there. Poor Griff Garrison gets beat the fuck up by Bryan and Mox as we go to picture in picture, and then Pillman comes in and tries to do a striking exchange with Bryan Danielson, and even Excalibur is like, "Come on, man, that's not what you do. That's not your bag. You can't fight with this man like that." Come back from the break. More sad Julia that the camera shows her as Mox just hits a big ass pile driver on Pillman. I guess near fall. And then Mox and Griff have a strike exchange. And Griff, he cuts him off. They get a near fall off it. But then Bryan just sprints in the ring and hits the knee. And then he grabs one, Mox grabs the other, and they start just beating the fuck out of these dudes. Bryan is doing the Danielson stomps. Mox is doing the elbows. And then they both put on their submissions and they get the win.
I'm telling you, who's gonna beat these two?
I'm just saying, what about that move? What about that tag team move they did? Like,
the little heart attack thing they did. Yeah. That was cool.
I was like, wow, that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I like the drop kick back into the back of the head, clean.
Yeah, I think nobody's gonna beat them. No one.
No.
If you because one you can't beat them 1-on-1. You damn sure kid. That's a team. That's like Kobe and LeBron.
Yeah, it's gonna be a scary situation.
That's a fact.
It's like Kobe and LeBron. Let's be honest. Like Kobe and LeBron, bro. Like
the only guy Danielson has lost to is the world champion. That's it.
That's it, bro.
And it took him 2 matches to do that. So yeah,
Jordan Pippen all day, bro.
Yeah.
And then Moxley, and then I look at like Moxley. If he was to lose, it don't matter. It don't mean shit to Moxley.
Yeah,
he's still gonna beat your ass regardless.
That's it, bro.
He tripped. You saw that shit when he was coming out?
Oh, Mox?
Yeah, he was throwing the water. He busted his ass
because he always fucking going crazy when he throwing shit in the crowd.
Yeah, he do. I be the nigga in the crowd
crying, bro.
Look, I be the nigga in the crowd like, give me your water bottle.
By the way, did you notice the 2 security guards that were holding people back behind them?
Oh yeah.
Those are the same 2 dudes who hold back. Well, I'll talk about it later.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. Regal, he comes into the ring. He gives sad Julia a quick little glance because she's still sitting there. before entering the ring. I like how understated the Julia stuff is. Like they're not hammered and then like, hey, look at Julia Hart. She's fucking turning into a demon. They just show her and they move on and they let you, the viewer, come up with your own interpretation on it. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, they don't do the WWE thing where they tell you a million times, could she be turning into a demon? I think she's turning into a demon. She's gonna be something very, very evil in a few months. Watch, you'll see. And stop, let me guess and let me come up with you ain't gotta say shit all the time. I'm not stupid.
Yeah. You know, I see her. She going through shit.
I have eyes. I have a brain. It's gonna click.
I like that. Mm-hmm. But Mox, he gets the mic. He says, I am a lucky, blessed man. I've competed against the best in the world. I've competed with the best in the world. But there's only one man whose opinion I have ever cared about. And that's this man, William Regal. He says, the badge of honor that I have, that I've earned from him, is one that I earned with blood, sweat, and broken bones. He says, you know, and this man, Bryan Danielson, he and I, we were forged in combat. He decides to give a message to anyone who wants to stand with us. He says, we ain't giving out free passes.
You motherfuckers Vikings?
He's talking some Viking shit.
Yeah, he is.
Like, you got to reach down deep into your soul and find that place where you love pain. You want to join the Blackpool Combat Club? There's only one way to get in. The hard way.
Pause. BBC Combat Club?
No, BCC.
Wait.
I checked it out. It's BCC. It's Bronx Community College. Blackpool Combat Crew. That's BCC. They knew what BBC meant, and they were like, "Damn, I would have called it a BBC because William Regal is British, but we can't call it that because it means something else in the internet community. So we just gonna call it the BCC, and that should be fine." But then everybody in the Bronx is like, "I go to BCC. What the fuck are you talking about?"
Word.
I mean, there is a.
How do y'all like the name though? How do you feel about the name?
Better than Jazz.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine.
I don't
like the tag team names that they become.
But they was like, yo, we need a name. Regal, where you from? Regal, where you from? He was like, I'm from Liverpool. He's like, how about Blackpool? Hey, Bloy, that you Bloy good, wouldn't it? Ain't it? Wouldn't it?
Boy, ain't it?
We're going to do Blackpool, right, sunshine?
Yes,
ain't it?
Blackpool, all right?
Blackpool.
Cheerio.
That's their word, too. They be like, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Now we got goddamn Jeff. MJF is here.
Jeff. Jeff. Jeff.
I love Tony's total and utter disdain for this man.
He hates this motherfucker.
Cut my music. Tony goes, cut your mouth.
Yep.
But no. But do you ever just listen to the commentary when MJF fucking comes out?
Yo, they
hate him.
You gotta apologize.
They be like, yo, he's just such a good wrestler, but he disgusts me.
Yeah.
He's despicable.
He's just disgusting as a person. Yo, when I mean Excalibur, they hate that nigga. They do a great job as making him the dirtiest heel, the most hated heel there is. They do a great job. Shout out to commentary, man. They do a great job, man. Definitely do.
You know what I'm saying? They in their feels.
Yeah, because like when he comes out and they say they hate him, I feel it. I'm like, I hate him too. I'm like, you right, JR, I hate him too.
Yeah.
But if you notice, they used to do that shit when we was kids, and I always liked that. Triple H was the
most evil man on the
Yeah.
And I love that shit as a kid, which is why I love that they're doing it now with MJF, because now I'm like, yeah, fuck that guy. Let me get a milk carton and throw it at my TV. Fuck this guy. Boo this man.
So this man's got the mic. The chairman sits in a chair because he's the chairman.
Gucci. Was it Burberry chair? Was it a Burberry chair though?
Was it a Burberry chair?
It was a Burberry chair.
Everything he do is Burberry. Ain't nothing he wear ever real Burberry. Only niggas who wear Burberries is motherfuckers who's going to baby showers. That's it.
He is from Long Island though.
He is a Long Island boy.
Wait, he's from Jersey, Long Island?
You think it's
Long
real?
Island.
You think he didn't get that shit in Canal?
Oh,
he
yeah.
pulled up into the city.
He's from Long Island. He is from Long Island.
He pulled up to Canal. He went and got that shit. Or 28th Street. Don't ask me about where exactly, bro. Just know I know the spots. Y'all niggas think y'all fake shit.
He had to go up in one of the buildings.
Mm-hmm.
We know.
They getting them fake peas, bro. They get.
You know. But MJF's got the mic. Says, it's a shame, Wardlow, that you couldn't get the job done last week because unlike you, I'm a man of my word. I was going to let you keep that TNT championship. And he says, CM Punk, I had you beat at Revolution, but you cheated. And I don't know when, I don't know where, but there's going to be another match. And when that match happens, I'm going to give you the most embarrassing loss of your career. And even then, it won't be over until I attend your funeral and piss on your grave. Savage. Crowds chant for Wardlow, but MJF is like, that man is a greedy pig, and if it wasn't for him, the people wouldn't even know who Wardlow is. Thanks to me, Wardlow, I put a roof over you and your darling mom's head. Says, after all that, you asked me to release.
He didn't even say mom, contract? He said mama.
Yeah,
he
mama.
Shitted on this man. He tried to act like he's a mama's boy.
Yeah. So then he says, you signed a deal with the devil, Wardlow. At which point the crowd starts chanting, Jesus. What the hell is going on here, Texas?
Yep. They in Texas, bro. You know how the motherfuckers go. Everything got to be religious.
Yeah. Then MJF, he for a second, he's like, what the fuck? And then he just goes, oh, yeah, Jesus? I'll fucking strap Wardlow to a cross like Jesus. How about that? I'm like, oh, shit.
I was like, whoa, chill. That's when I was like, no, chill. Nah. Nope, don't do that.
Hey,
no.
Why they start chanting Jesus?
Bro, you already Jewish. Don't.
That's what I mean. Why are they chanting Jesus at fucking Jewish MJF? I understand why he went hard like that.
That was the last thing they needed to chant. That was the last thing.
He says, I own you, Wardlow. And then at that point, the big man comes out, but he's got security in front of the ring, so they stop him.
The two guys that are actual security, while the rest of them are just guys with t-shirt that says staff. The two guys that are actual security are the two dudes who were behind Jon Moxley the entire time. So they got two of the actual security guards that do this, that's love. Because now I know if I'm ever doing security at one of these shows, they might be like, yo, Big, you want to be on TV? I'm going to be like, fuck yeah, nigga, shit.
You going to bump for 10 tonight.
And I wouldn't, nigga. I'm bumping for 10. I'm going to be on TV. I'm going to tell my mom, look, Ma.
But yeah, Wardlow comes down, security gets him, and MJF is like, you still work for me, and I don't want you around here anymore. I'm going to continue to pay you, though. I'm going to pay you to stay home forever.
Boy.
So people forget you even exist. And you're going to end exactly how you started. A nobody. Damn, Vince.
The only thing MJF was missing was a bow tie, a white suit, and the word boy.
Yeah. And especially toward the end of this, he had those vibes with the I own you shit. Yeah.
Yo, when he said I own you, I was like, boy.
That shit hit a nerve, bro. That shit. Yeah. I don't know, bro. Every time MJF cuts a promo, I get so mad at, like, I want to fight this man, yo. But he's doing his job. That's what he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
But one of these days, bro, he gonna hit the wrong button on the wrong dude, and that motherfucker gonna turn around and clip
I heard
him.
MJF say in Mexico, I can't wait till Donald Trump builds that fucking wall. He said it in Mexico. I would have been so scared to say that.
You know what would have happened in DR, though? I'm not going to say
you can't
nothing.
do that over there.
Do that in DR. Ask Ric Flair what happens when you do shit like that in DR.
Can't do that over there. That's different. Different times over there.
You want to know what happened to him in DR? He had to leave that belt there.
See?
They was
not
waiting
playing no
for him.
games.
They was waiting for him. I'm gonna be honest. Dominican Republic is the same place they killed the president, their own president. So they don't give a fuck about no fucking wrestling, nigga. You gonna get clipped, bro. Ric Flair literally almost got murdered by a whole bunch of Dominicans, and he was forced to release the title to Jack Veneno, which is one of those title belts that they don't really claim in NWA, him losing that belt for that long, which is
but MJF is just a badass heel though.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it and I hate it at the same time because I want to clip him, but I can't.
The Pinnacle ain't over. It's just Wardlow that's out. Everybody else is still here. FTR is going to prove it next week.
And Tully. They forgot to mention Tully.
Well, Tully got fired.
No, Tully got fired.
So he's out too.
Yeah,
Tully got fired.
I guess MJF agrees with FTR. All right, you fired him.
Yeah, that's one thing that I found weird. I'm like, so he not going to mention that this man just got fired? And I mean, he talking about the Pinnacle. He was a part. He was the OG of the Pinnacle. He's the reason why they started. So I'm trying to figure out.
Listen,
he was 2 wrestling matches from walking around with an oxygen tank. Send his ass home.
I'm over here waiting for him and Arn to pop off. I used to love it. Right, I used to be like, yo, that's the 2 uncles at the cookout.
They kept doing that shit.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that's the 2 uncles at the cookout.
Nah.
Every time. Now you gonna say no?
I don't want them niggas at my cookout. They gonna fall asleep somewhere.
They gonna eat too much and just sit in the corner with a beer in their hand, not gonna do shit.
Or them the uncles that fall asleep everywhere.
Yeah. Like you said,
they old as fuck, but the family keep dragging them out and shit.
Always. Why y'all bring him? Y'all know he gonna fall asleep.
Ma, he smell like fucking.
Yo, smell like mothballs, ma.
Not just mothballs and baby powder and talcum powder, not baby.
So
powder,
why he smell like Vicks Vapor Rub all the time?
Why he always smell like he's sick, man? Why? Why Unc got a cold and he ain't got a cold? This motherfucker just smell like everything you use when you got a cold, man. This motherfucker smell like
sick or what? What's going on?
This motherfucker smell like cotton balls.
We got Tony with the best friends, and Trent is once again pissed off with Wheeler Yuta. He's like, all right, listen, man, I never liked you. But these guys trained you, and now you repay them by trying to join the Regal Tough Guy Club. But then Yuta has had enough. Yuta's like, yo, check this out. I never liked you either, Trent. Right? I'm not trying to be the best friend I can be. I want to be the best wrestler I can be. And if you either get that or you don't. And he walks away.
Now, Ted,
I agree with everything you just said, man.
Mm-hmm. Same. Now, Ted, you remember last week and the week before that and the week before that and the week before that? I've been talking about the entire time. Yo, what is Trent's deal with Yuta? He looks at him like he's a piece of shit, bro. What is his problem? Yeah. Now we know. Now we know the motherfuckers don't like each other. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
I'm like, why y'all beefing all the time? Why you don't do that to my man? I love Yuta. Don't do that to Yuta.
I wasn't a fan of Yuta until he smacked Regal. I mean, Regal smacked him. I wasn't a big fan. I'm not saying I didn't like him. I'm saying I love the best friends. He wasn't those guys that was on my radar. Put it like that.
Yeah. Last week was a breakout for him. Yeah.
Yeah. When Regal smacked him and he fucking I was like, oh, okay, I like it. All right, let's see where it goes. I don't mind it. You know what I'm saying? If that's what he has to do to be a breakout star, leave. I just feel like they made the best friends into a circus act.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, don't get me wrong, I thought the best friends was fucking dope. When they first came to AEW, they was my favorite tag team between them, Orange Cassidy. But once they added Orange Cassidy, then they added Statlander, then they added Yuta and a couple other people back and forth. I was like, it's a little too much.
But those guys were the guys that they added back and forth. I'm gonna add some context to that. I see that that's one thing.
Yeah, New Japan guys.
Yeah, those New Japan guys, they were all together in New Japan.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That's why they did that. So it's like we was already gang over there. So when you come over here, you still gang. You feel me? It's like if you a Cali Crip and you come to New York,
you still a Crip.
You still a Crip. Like we still got love for you. It's all good, but it's just a different setting. It's different people. You feel me?
I understand.
Oh, you sideways, cuz.
Oh yeah.
All right, fellas, I gotta go.
Thank you for your time.
No problem, man. You know,
we have to do like a full length situation because
we got to get you to know. And then we gonna really chop it up.
Yeah, us getting to know each other here has been fun.
Yeah.
Nah, man, this is fun, man. I enjoyed this, man. I really want to get back on with y'all. I'm always available, man. I usually try to be available, man. You know.
Get both on here, man. What the fuck?
You know, his phone is broken. His phone is broken right now. Everybody's trying to get the good brother right now. His phone, his screen is cracked. So right now, I've been the one having to hop on everybody's podcast and do it. Usually, I'm not the guy that does it. Do it. It's usually the good brother. I stay hidden.
Well, don't worry.
Make sure y'all go like, subscribe, and follow to these guys, man. Y'all already know what it is, man.
Yeah.
All right.
And subscribe and follow Dirty Heelz, bro.
Hey, yo, Dirty Banter Club out, man.
Yo, much love. Damn.
Adam Cole versus Jay Lethal. Holy Ring of Honor, Batman. Yeah, Excalibur even notes that, when Adam Cole joined Bullet Club, when he joined up with the Young Bucks, Jay Lethal was the guy he betrayed to do it. So, good bringing up the history between them. And then you got Jay Lethal in there doing all this Black Machismo stuff, which just makes me want to see him against Nick Jackson so bad so they can have a Macho Man off. Because Nick Jackson does that shit all the time now. He's just...
He should have walked around with the mullet and the mustache and all that.
Right? He should have just came out looking like a maniac talking about...
Yeah. Yo, he's another one that it's the same thing with Matt Hardy, bro. He's balding, bro. And it hurts because I'm like, bro, why? Yeah. It makes you feel old by comparison.
Yeah. These guys, they're getting older, man. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
The crowd is hot, though, for both these guys to start. Lethal goes for the triangle drop kick, but he whiffs. Adam Cole goes for the boom, but he eats a drop kick and some tope suicidas. 1 tope, 2 tope. Adam Cole moves and still eats a tope because Jay Lethal's like, oh, word, I'm going to just go to that side then. And then for the mid-match cutscene, Redragon hits the stage. You just see them walk out. AEW's shit really do be mid-match cutscenes for the walk-ins because they walk up to the top of the ramp and then they stop and then they just look on like and they start talking shit. This is some video game shit, man. What's going on here? Universe mode.
Fucking NPC time.
Hell yeah, NPC shit all day. So we come back from break. They're trading pins, but Lethal breaks it up by chaining into the figure 4. Cole makes the ropes. The Dragon comes down to the ring. He pulls up the apron, and then the Dragon tries to interfere off that, but Lethal cuts him off with a big cutter. Goes for the lethal injection, but Cole stuffs it with a super kick. Adam Cole is so good at super kicking dudes out of midair. That's just great. But then he goes for the Panama Sunrise, hits it, but Lethal kicks out. So the crowd's going crazy. Cole goes for the boom. Lethal dodges. So then Redragon, they hop on the apron and they get the distraction. And then Lethal goes for the lethal injection again. But Cole low blows him this time. Then he lowers the boom, gets the 1, 2, and 3. Cole gets the win. And
somebody hit you up on Discord, by the way.
They did, I know. I don't mind protecting Jay Lethal, but if you're going to do that, can you put him on TV a little more?
I'm telling you, the whole beginning of the show, blessings.
Yes.
Blessings, bro. This match was a blessing. I had so much fun with this match. Dirty motherfucker literally just punched him in the ding-ding.
Heel shit. Straight up heel shit.
Love it. Hey, where'd you go, Kenneth, man? Fucking, this is your point.
Right for you. Cole gets the mic. He says, there's nobody on this planet who deserves the AEW World Championship more than me. Says, Hangman Page stole my victory. And when I pinned Jungle Boy last week, I looked in his eyes and I saw fear. Says, Adam Page is a coward. He's not going to come out to face us 3. And Hangman says, bitch, you'd have thought. And he comes right out. You don't stop acting like Hangman ain't about to smoke. Of all people, Hangman is about to smoke.
He gonna whoop your ass.
He hits the ring. He's looking at these men. He takes his belt off, and they're like, hey, what the hell are you doing with that? He takes his belt off and starts whipping him. But then he foolishly dropped it. He dropped the belt. And that's when they started to beat him up. The numbers catch up.
Yep.
But then he's saved by Christian Cage and Jurassic Express. They run off the heels. But Adam Cole now has the AEW World Championship in his possession.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the commentators are like, that's not his. You need more than just holding the belt to be the champion. But Cole's like, fuck you. I got the belt. This shit mine.
That's not legal.
That's not legal.
My question is, what the fuck was the Dark Order?
Yeah, I wondered that too. I know there's been a little bit of frostiness with them, yeah, but you think they'd come save them. I guess that's something to discuss, either on Dynamite or BTE, or maybe both. We'll see. But with that, we got a video package for Dustin Rhodes and Lance Archer on Rampage. Dan Lambert is still with Lance for some reason. I don't know. But Dustin is pissed off. He's like, hey, keep my fucking family out your mouth, all right? You may have beaten me before, but I ain't like nobody you faced. I got back up. And Lance is like, nah, you just like everybody else, Dustin. And everybody dies.
Everybody dies.
Oh, that was a fire-ass line.
Everybody
else
dies.
Everybody dies. But then Dustin fires back with, I want to kick your ass Friday because monsters die too. I'm like, let's go. I'm hyped for this match now.
Nah, it was great, yo. I love
always Dustin, man.
Dustin got spicy, bro. And I feel weird though now that his brother's not here. Like,
right?
It's so awkward, but it's just like, man, I still fuck with Dustin. My question is, do you think he would go back to the E if
he said no? He said he likes he said he loves AEW, and you know he's training there. He's training a lot of the women and all that there. So if I had to guess, I would say Dustin's locked in, but Cody was an EVP, so who knows?
That's as locked in as it gets. I feel.
Yeah, that's as locked in as it gets, and he's in WWE again. So you can never know. Say with this stuff.
Never know.
Yeah. So we were blessed. We were greatly blessed through this first hour of AEW Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time for the blessings to end. We got Tony with Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti.
Well, I already know about this. This shit got me pissed, but
He asked about Sammy's thoughts post losing the TNT Championship. Sammy's like, hey, listen, man, it sucks, but I can't dwell on that. I got to move on, continue to perform for these people while these crowds, when I get in the ring. Says, you know, I hear the detractors. I hear the people who say I need to stop this. I'm going to hurt myself. It's going to catch up to me. But what I say is I don't care if it gets me later on, because right now it's all worth it to entertain you people. So it's about give and take, and you people, you give me all I've ever needed until now. And then Ty takes the mic and she's like, we want revenge. So she decides to speak to Paige Vanzant in her native tongue. And then Sammy's going to do the gimmick where he does the wrong translation. But Ty's like, nah, I got it. She's like, Paige, you're going to get your ass kicked like you did for your whole fighting career. If you're curious, Paige Vanzant's career record in MMA is 8-5. So, not bad. More wins than losses, but a decent amount of losses.
Yeah.
So
she wasn't totally wrong.
Yeah. So then Sammy says, there's been enough talk. It's time for the main event. I wish he would have said that, but no, he just wants to fight.
Yeah.
And then out comes Dan Lambert with Men of the Year.
And this is where it all goes to shit.
Not at first. At first, he's just like, hey, we got Ethan Page here. That's the only thing Canada's gotten right in God knows how long. I'm like, good line. And then he's like, Paige Vanzant is the biggest free agent signing in AEW history. And unfortunately, she worked under her contract that she does not appear in shit-stained towns like Austin, Texas. I'm like, oh, yeah, another good line. Okay.
That's still, yeah. And then
he's like, if you want to see her, you subscribe to her OnlyFans page, and you see why Orange Cassidy keeps his hands in his pockets all the time.
And that's where I'm like,
okay, whatever. Plug your girls OnlyFans.
That's when I started feeling it. I was like, he gonna say
at this point, stupid. I felt it coming on. I was like, okay, what else?
You know it was coming.
And then he's like, we got Scorpio Sky. This man hasn't lost since Tony Khan hit puberty last year. And I was like, okay. And then he says, then there's you in the ring, Tiny Tim and Lucha Horace. And I'm like,
get the fuck. That's when I was like, get the yo, I wanted to throw something at the TV. I really did.
Didn't I just say last week, yo, I'm having so much fun with Dan Lambert again. Ever since
me too. I'm like, yo,
so
they got
better. Yeah.
They got rid of that whole Cody shit. He's not shitting on Brandy.
Yeah.
And here
Stop
he goes,
weird ass
fucking degrading women again.
The fuck, man! I thought you were past this shit, bro.
No. Get your ass and go the fuck home because he's back with the bullshit.
And then he's like, hey, Ethan, Scorpion, you want to fight these guys again? And then they just walk away like, no, we want out of this segment, actually. Get us out of here.
Yep.
And then Dan Lambert's like, oh, well, you can kiss your match goodbye. And he kisses the belt and sets to walk away. But
and here's where shit gets funny again.
Well, I'm glad you thought it was funny.
No, you know what I mean by funny.
Yeah. Yeah, because then Sammy's like, hey, I know we've been living in your head rent-free, but if you know what we did with that belt, you'll know we live in your mouth too now. And again, the shit sucks. It sucks.
So you know which way I meant by funny.
Yeah.
The hood way of saying funny.
Yeah, shit looking funny out here. I don't like it.
Oh, yeah, for those of you who didn't understand, yeah, that's what I meant. Like, that shit is a little, like The Rock would say, kunsi kunsa. And I'm just like, didn't we do this with Paige already? Like, get it. I'm over this shit.
This started fine and then went to the absolute worst corner of the Codyverse by the end. Yep.
And then that's when I realized it's not Cody. It's Dan Lambert. Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Wrong. The problem wasn't Cody. It was Dan Lambert.
Get him the fuck out of here, bro. This promo was damn near as bad as the whole gimmick with Anthony Ogogo. Fucking get it.
And it's like,
go home.
Why can't he just do the good shit, man? Mm-hmm. He has good shit that he says. Mm-hmm. Just say that. Leave this.
You could say all the cool wrestling shit in the world and you don't.
Right? This dude is a legitimate wrestling fan. He knows what the fuck he's talking about when it comes to pro wrestling. Just let him talk that shit. Also, there's 2 TNT titles, right? So what if they didn't fuck in the one that Dan has? What if it was the one Scorpio's wearing?
That's why he picked it. That's why he picked it back up the way he picked it back up. You heard what Jim Ross said, right?
What?
You need to spray that thing with Lysol.
Whatever, man. Listen, man. I like Sammy, Guevara, and Ty Conti as pro wrestlers. I don't need reminders that they have sex. That's cool. That's fine. But I'm cool with just watching them wrestle.
And I don't need people degrading the damn belt. Like, then the title doesn't feel as popular.
Well, I'm not gonna say that because
to me that diminishes the belt a bit. Like, what do you?
I don't think so. Just because I know for a fact. For example, Ric Flair was fucking doing lines and hooking up with ring rats with his belt on in the 80s. I know.
Yeah, but that wasn't commonplace. Like,
but they're not
know
putting
that shit.
It in pro. Like,
yeah,
that shit happens. I know that shit definitely happens. You think these are the first 2 to do shit in their belt? Paige wasn't even the first person to do shit.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care. Whatever you do, you do what you do. Yeah. You don't talk about that shit on TV because then it feels like
don't use it.
You're treating it like garbage in a sense, bro. You feel me? Like, it's a toy to you at this point. Like, that makes the title belt feel less important to me.
For me, it's just that's weird, unnecessary, too much information. TMI. That's what it is.
That too, but at the same time,
especially from baby faces. If they were heels, it'd be one thing, but they're baby faces, so none of that.
Like I said, that too. Like I respect it, but
this was like again, if it would have ended at fucking Scorpio,
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't lost his TK went through puberty, and the promo ends right there. Oh, hey, yeah, that was an okay little promo. They're setting up a
That
match.
would have been fine. That would have been fine.
Yeah.
But when he said the Lucha Horus, that's another thing too. Like Ty Conti already gets enough shit on the internet with the whore thing. After the whole personal situation that has nothing to do with us happened with Sammy and his ex fiance, everybody on the internet is over here calling her such and such names. Why the fuck would you do that shit on live TV?
And that's the other thing with it. Like, you got all these weirdos on the internet who are obsessed with these two in their relationship. Just, you know, the parasocial relationship thing, or just people who don't have lives, or just fucking focus on everything Sammy and Ty do together. And it's like, I don't care about that, bro. If y'all happy, y'all happy. I'm here to watch wrestling.
Yeah.
So I don't need. I'm specifically avoiding this shit on the internet. So for you,
I'm not trying to get into the physical drama either.
And you
like,
bring it to the TV show. Fuck off. I don't.
It's not my business. It's not my business.
Not my
I don't
business.
care. Yeah.
They're a couple. Cool. Good for y'all. I want to watch you wrestle though.
Yeah, that's one thing that I hate nowadays with the whole wrestling thing. Like, it's all over social media. Everything that somebody does, like, I don't mind, you know, having the information out there. Whatever, you know, like, some people are gonna find it interesting, whatever, this, that, and the third. But I'm not here for all the bullshit with all the people trying to say this, that, and the third, and give their opinions on something that it's not my business, bro. It's really not. What they do in their personal life is their thing. Yeah, and it's one thing if it's just the social media, because then, you know, I can just scroll past your post, whatever. Yep. But when you're doing it on TV, like TV time, like, come on now, man. This could have been fucking anything else but this. Yep. And then this is when the show starts kind of like, after this, I feel like the mood of the entire show started to change. This threw the show off. It absolutely did. Mm-hmm. Leyla Hirsch versus Red Velvet with Chris Statlander banned from ringside. And this is when shit starts to get a little weird. Yeah. Anyways, we start off with the same shit we usually do when it comes to these two. Those two things. It's the final battle of the two themes. When it gets funny. Red Velvet does her regular entrance, but every time she and Leyla have fought in the past like few months, they fought on the ramp. So why did she do her regular entrance here, you fool? Leyla took her out, and they were fighting outside. But then Red comes back, hits a step up Rana off the steps, which looked pretty cool. The step up Rana. Then Red Velvet's standing moonsault in the ring. Leyla reverses into a gut red suplex, works her over into the picture-in-picture. We come out of it. Red makes a comeback, goes for a springboard, but Leyla counters with the German suplex for a 2 count, and Red Velvet hits the iconoclasm out of the corner for a near fall. Then goes for the corkscrew kick, but Leyla rolls away to the ropes, which fucking JR points out that's Red Velvet's fault because she didn't maintain wrist control. Always maintain wrist control, kids. Listen to your Uncle Jim Ross. But Leyla goes outside. She gets the turnbuckle. She's going to do her thing with the weapon. But Bryce spots her. But it was an okie doke all along because he takes it away from her. And then she pulls out another piece from her tights. And then she knocks out Red Velvet with it, covers her, gets the 1, 2, and 3. Leyla Hirsch has won. She has won the rivalry. And I guess her theme wins. Oh, my God. I can't believe it. I thought so. I thought this was finished, but now I don't know. Yeah, because after this, Chris Statlander runs down because, match is over. So I ain't barred from ringside no more. And she sends Leyla packing. And, again, like they continue to talk about, she's wearing less of the makeup and different look. So Chris Statlander is human now. And she's out here pissed off. She kind of started going after Red Velvet after that match. And I'm like, so does this keep going? Like, do we still I'm kind of over this feud. Like, I know they're probably transitioning now to Chris Statlander. Yeah. But this means probably that it's going to be a beef against both of them. And I don't kind of like that for baby faces unless they turn in Statlander. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, because you definitely can't do Leyla Hirsch versus 2 fucking women as a heel, especially not when one of the women was like, "Yeah, you got fucking adopted. Fuck you."
Yep.
So I don't know.
This is gonna be a weird situation.
Yeah. So I guess we'll see what they do with that. In the meantime, we got Tony with Jade and Smart Mark Sterling. He wants to know who Jade's 30th opponent is going to be, but Jade is more focused on her celebration after she wins that match. She's like, I'm gonna need a baddie section. I'm gonna need, decorations. I got so much to do. So you know what? I'm gonna work on that. Mark, you deal with this, and Tony, cut the shit.
cut the malarkey.
Tony's like, I ain't say nothing. I love that she's making that her catchphrase or one of her catchphrases. Cut the shit.
Cut the crap.
Yeah. And now we got Tony on stage with the new AEW Women's World Champion.
Oh, I was going to say before any of that.
Go ahead.
You know damn well whatever celebration she going to have, that shit going to go sideways.
Yeah, I imagine whoever wants to fight her next will run in like, yeah, fuck this shit. And it's beef.
Either that or she doesn't win. And the party never happens. And she plans it. And then she goes up to a party and starts popping balloons and getting pissed off.
Oh, that'd be crazy. Because then
throws a whole Stephanie McMahon tantrum.
I feel like we're already at the point with Jade where the person who beats her goes up. So who would that be?
Ruby Rose. Ruby Soho, yeah. Why did I call her Ruby Rose? Oh, Batwoman. Jesus, I'm all fucked up. Anyways.
That I can see that, Ruby Soho.
Destination Ruby Soho.
So yeah, we got Tony on stage with the new women's champion, Thunder Rosa.
She came out matching her belt.
Yeah, looking all cool. But you know what? She herself probably should have booked the celebration. Because as you know, interviews are not allowed in this company.
Nope.
So before
what was I gonna say? Did you notice how much better the new women's title looks like on her Minitron versus Britt Baker's Minitron?
Oh yeah. It does look very good. Yeah.
Her whole gimmick looks so much cooler than fucking Britt. I'm sorry, Britt. You know I love you, but
Britt was great. But I mean, she'd have won. Thunder Rosa, she'd have won.
Thunder Rosa. It kind of makes me wish that they would have held off on showing the belt till she won it.
Oh, and then you could do a presentation with it, and yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
Just like they did with Austin.
Yeah, by God.
You could have had Tony Khan come out here and we've got a new design for you and blah, blah, and then they show it off. Because it matches, like, you remember I told you it matches that, like, Mexican title belt aesthetic.
Yeah.
So it would have looked very,
Yeah. So Vicky Guerrero comes out before Thunder Rosa could say a goddamn word. And she's like, I'll give you a little bit of credit, Thunder Rosa. You train here early in the gym with us, but you ain't no real Texan.
You wasn't with me shooting in the gym?
I guess. And when she said it, I'm like, all right, where's this going? And then she says, you take that fake green card and go back across the water to Mexico. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on in this second hour, bro?
Yeah.
Take me back to hour one. Take me back to CM Punk and Jeff Hardy.
And I was upset by it because I'm like, Vicky, you Mexican too, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about? What is this?
Like, you wouldn't say this shit. Like, you wouldn't.
But then again, because I've seen online, Vicky's a Republican, I guess. So
she
would say that shit. I guess she would say that.
No.
I don't know, man. But whatever.
Gross.
So they do that, and then Rose is gonna respond. But then
no beef to anybody who's a Republican. If you're a Republican for your own reason, that's fine.
Yeah, I don't care. Or just don't be a dick.
For this racist shit,
Nyla lays out Thunder Rosa. Apparently, this was the builder where Nyla Rose won her first AEW Women's World Championship, which that is pretty cool. Like, now I like Nyla Rose, bro, but first of all, with this, she's starting to feel like the people compare to Lance Archer, but I feel like it's not quite there because yes, she's the one that they put in front of the new champion like they do with Archer, but Archer has gotten some big wins in between those. Like he beat Mox in that death match. He's gotten his big wins to keep him up there. And I feel like Nyla hasn't gotten those yet. And I feel like Nyla's in danger of not getting those. And she's not beating Thunder Rosa, I don't think. So I feel like it's not the best position to put Nyla in right now. And then with this whole, listen, I'm not going to pretend to be offended for Mexican people because I'm not Mexican. And God knows I hate when fucking people try to do that for us. So I'm not going to pretend to be offended for anybody. But I'm gonna say that green card shit was weird.
Hey, yeah, as the guy who's part Latino.
Yeah, you talk
bro, that shit ain't funny. that shit is not funny.
That was not it. That was not it.
Motherfuckers come here with all the struggle in the world because in their country, in their world, in what they're going through, they're politically stifled. They can't do shit in their country. They're not getting the type of work that they would get out here. That's why they come to America to be treated like equals and live a better life. Not to live a worse life with a motherfucker talking shit about them all the fucking time. Like, it's a stressful situation enough as it is already, where you're trying to make a living, you're just trying to survive, you're just trying to eat, whether it be what it be. You know, I remember a lot of people in my country, in DR, they fled the country because we had a fucking tyrant of a fucking president, and they eventually killed him. But it was bad, you know, it was really bad. And shit was, the economy was trash. There wasn't any work, you know. People walking around in fucking bare feet and fucking straw roofs and shit. Like, it was bad, bro. Really, really bad. And this motherfucker wasn't doing shit to help him politically. So imagine you going through all this shit and you want to get out of there. You can't live where you're at because they're fucking trying to basically actively kill your ass while living in your own country. So you got to get the fuck out of there. They come here and struggle because all these people, especially if you get an actual green card, to downplay the fact that they got an actual, like, that's a lot of work. My mom is a citizen. You feel me? And she had to learn all our presidents and all that. She had to go to school just like each and every one of us and learn all the political bullshit and learn all. My mom went out there and did all that shit, did her test, and she's a citizen now. But, bro, like, the amount of work that it takes to even get a green card, to even get a visa to come over here. And then you got to get a green card. You got to get, you know, your citizenship. You got to do everything once you're here. Not to send you back home. So,
no, but I think a lot of people who are like anti-immigration don't realize that.
Yeah,
it's actually not easy to become an American citizen. It's actually really fucking hard.
Yeah,
in fact.
And then they want to shit on the people who actually are illegal immigrants. And they left because their situation is bad. So they're going to try to come somewhere to get some type of work. And unlike a lot of other countries, you know what I'm saying, where they don't have the financial structure, America fucking does. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's like you have the financial structure to be able to succeed in this country. So why the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get people trying to shit on anybody who had to immigrate from anywhere, because all of us are immigrants, period. Doesn't matter when. It just matters that we got here. You feel me? And at the end of the day, we didn't all come from here. You feel me? Anybody who's white can't say shit about anybody who's Spanish or African or from anywhere around the world. You feel me? Because you feel me? Like, y'all motherfuckers didn't buy this land, really. Y'all came here and stole it from the Native Americans. So unless you're a Native American, I don't want to hear it. I don't.
Yeah, Jed, this ain't, if you want to get to the core of it, this ain't none of our land. It's Native Americans' land, and it was stolen from them.
Mm-hmm.
But
God knows how many of them fucking stole it from other Native people who lived here. You feel me? So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? This is just a vicious cycle of everybody trying to claim land. To be honest, ain't none of this shit yours. None of it.
Yeah.
It doesn't belong to you. It belongs to everyone. But I digress.
TK, you might have to rein some of this promo shit in, man. I don't know, man. This shit going left.
Bad.
I mean, you ain't gotta script motherfuckers, but at least have Vicky and Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti and Dan Lambert all run their shit by you.
Yep. Because to be honest, look at the shit that's going on. Look at it. Like it's no good, man. Like we out here. You don't call a female a luchahorus, right? Which is both racist and fucking. It's that whole whore shaming. It's terrible for any female's image. Like,
which was stupid of him to even say because he plugged Paige Vanzant's OnlyFans.
Yep.
What the fuck?
Yep. Stupid. Anyways, and so it's like he's doing that, and then you come over here and you do this whole thing with Thunder Rosa, and it's like, bro, what are you guys doing, man? Like this shit. Last week, I thought we broke a barrier with that. We had the whole Mexican celebration. Nobody was being weird or stupid. It wasn't like the 90s and the early 2000s where that kind of stuff was kind of like chuckled upon. They showed that shit love. And I felt great for Thunder Rosa. And this week they do that shit, and it's like, and even if they ran it by Thunder Rosa, like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't to this extent, and it's still whack, bro. Like it's whack. Like cheap. It's cheap ass heat. Number one. Number two, it's bad heat because it's like people gonna really think these people think this way, and it's no good for anybody. Like you shit on a whole bunch of people on both promos, not just the wrestler. So it's not just about the wrestling at this point. Now it's personal. And then on top of that, like, it's not even creative. There's no point for this shit.
Yeah, you can't build any character beats off of that. It's just fucking you're an illegal. Like, do you want that type of political energy in your crowds at your shows?
Nope. I sure as hell don't. Because like I was talking about clapping MJF earlier, I would have clapped.
It looks like there's been enough talk. Now it's time for the main event.
Main event for real this time.
Chris Jericho and Daniel Garcia of the Jazz versus John Silver and Alex Reynolds of the Dark Order. So I've seen people asking, if Jericho's a heel again, why is he still using Judas? It's because the core characteristic of Chris Jericho in AEW is that he's an egomaniac who wants the spotlight on himself. Even when he's a babyface, he's still that guy. So why would he ever change the theme song that he made that everybody sings along to?
Yep.
Why would he change that?
Right? Matt Bernard.
Matt Bernard.
He came out here and cut the same fucking promo. Like,
he did. There'd be no nothing. No Judas. No nothing.
Fucking Yoshi was asking me if he got Tourette's or some shit. Every time that they cut a promo, this motherfucker make like 13 facial expressions in less than 5 seconds.
Yeah. He's a pro wrestler guy.
Man. Calm the fuck down, bro. Lay off the please.
Doing that pro wrestler shit, man.
that I mean that's 80s and early 90s pro wrestler. That
yeah. So
maybe it bled into the 2000s too.
Yeah.
But nowadays, that's not something you really be on all the time on TV because then you look like a fucking weirdo.
Yeah, it's a lot more noticeable now. So
yeah, now we can tell when you're doing all this shit.
Yeah. We got HD now.
Yeah, like calm the fuck down, lay off the Put the key down.
Jericho, he starts the match with John Silver. Tries the big league Johnny Hungy. Like, oh, look at you, John. You're in there with me now. How about it? And then Johnny Hungy's like, man, get the fuck. And he takes Jericho down. Does the come on, baby pinfall.
Come on, baby.
You know, he flexes over him. I love that shit. Then Jericho goes packing. And then Silver and Reynolds hit a tope brainbuster combo. That shit was cool.
That shit was badass.
And then Jericho's down. He then kicks the steps and then starts selling like he was hit. And then Aubrey looks over. She's like, hey, 5 and 10, get the fuck out. They're like,
and you see, Preston Vance was trying his hardest. Like, he kicked the fuck. You didn't see him kick the.
He kicked the shit.
He kicked the shit.
Remove my man 10 like this, uncalled for.
Mm-hmm.
You lucky it's you, Aubrey, and not a fucking dude. He'd have thrown you.
Facts.
So. We come back from the break. Reynolds is getting worked over. Jericho goes for the lion salt, but he misses. And Silver gets the hot tag, runs down to ringside, takes out the entire Jazz before hitting Jericho with a big boot for a near fall.
Mm-hmm.
And then Silver and Reynolds get the big combo on Danny Garcia for a near fall. Silver takes everyone out again, but this time he dives at Hager, but Hager catches him, drops him outside, and then Jericho gets Reynolds with the bat with Floyd, and then Daniel Garcia locks in the sharpshooter, deep-ass sharpshooter. Like, he goes all the way back on it, crank. And Reynolds is forced to tap, and the Jazz, they get the win. And yeah, if Jericho and Garcia were going to beat Silver and Reynolds, who are basically Dark Order's number one team at this point, then yeah, that's how they should have done it, by cheating.
I'm going to say this right now. I don't really like Daniel Garcia.
Oh, no.
I don't like him. I don't know. He doesn't. When I hear him talk, I get annoyed. And when he wrestles, he's trying to be like this. He's trying to do the whole sports, but he's a wrestler. You feel me?
And
he's not a sports entertainer. Like,
good wrestler at that.
Like, I don't know. Just the gimmick and the wrestling don't. It's a clash to me. That's what it is. I like my people that their gimmick and their wrestling makes sense cohesively, and then I like them because they're badass and they're wrestling. On the mic, this kid is fucking garbage, bro. I'm sorry. Like, he's so boring. His gimmick, his character, he sounds and looks like a try-hard. You feel me? Like, I don't like guys like that. I really don't.
Well, consider the position he's put in. Yeah. Like, he's been fucking doing, again, pro wrestler. He's been out here fucking wrestling all the pro wrestlers. Out here fighting with Bryan Danielson, doing all this other shit. And now Chris Jericho's like, you're a sports entertainer now. So he's acclimating to that. So
nah,
I get why it's a weird adjustment.
It don't work for me. It just doesn't. It does not work for me. I expect this guy to be more serious and more, because at the same time, all right, you're gonna that's the thing. There's no way. It doesn't work for me. The storyline don't work with him. Sorry, it is what it is. AEW. This whole Jazz thing, I ain't fucking with it. I don't like it. I really don't. If it would have just been 2.0, I feel like I probably would have jived with it a little more. But even then, Matt Menard is too much of a character to have to like kind of like play second fiddle to Jericho. Like, if they're not really at the same time, they're not booking it right. They're not booking it right. I would have had Jericho to shut the fuck up. Have Matt Menard be the fucking crazy big up guy. He gonna big everybody up, and then only have Jericho say like two things and then call it a day. You feel me? Because when you have two guys doing that, then it just doesn't work for me, bro. It just does. And then you got fucking Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia feel hella lost in the situation. My man's just lost in the sauce because he's probably one of the most pro wrestlers. You know what I'm saying? No. Yeah. That's the reason why I feel like when he came out in actual clothing, he fit the mark at that point because he felt a little more swaggy and a little more. But as a wrestler, this guy comes out with a fucking towel and short, like super short boys, and
he's a wrestler.
Exactly. It doesn't go, bro. It doesn't go. It really doesn't.
You need to be with fucking Regal. that's
where the fuck you need to be.
That's your squad, Regal.
Yeah. Throw Wheeler Yuta in the fucking sports entertainer squad.
Yuta trying. No, Yuta want to be a wrestler.
Yeah, Yuta want to be a wrestler too. That's the problem. Yeah. Damn.
Yuta don't want to be in the Jazz.
You don't need a fifth motherfucker. You really don't. Just have that man go to fucking Blackpool.
You could put Lee Moriarty in the Jazz. But then you have him break out because he's way too much of a babyface.
True. I don't know. I wouldn't like anybody who's not I don't like the group to begin with, so it's just it's a lot of shit you got to fix, bro. For me, I don't like the gimmick. Every week the same. They biting off of somebody else so far.
I mean, nothing in pro wrestling is really all that original, but
I know, but this is shit that we saw last week type shit. And it's like,
yeah, Matt Bernard doing the same promo was weird. That was
fucking weird. Them doing Matt Cardona and CM Punk and MJF is weird too. Like,
but I mean, the picture, I didn't mind the picture though, because that made sense because it was Jericho. You need to appreciate me too, John Silver, because I took a picture with you.
If it was like a little deeper in their situation, like they're established and they're there, cool. But they just starting off, and this is a shitty start, bro. Like,
that's what I mean, though. Is this, you know, they're not feuding with those guys. They're gonna move on and do other shit. So, you know, they're just establishing the act. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe
bad way to establish it. I'm not fucking with this shit.
Maybe in 3 weeks they'll switch it up. They'll figure out more of what works and what doesn't, and change it up, and there will be. But
listen, every time I see a jazz situation on TV, I'm not offended like Dan Lambert, but I'm over here like, I can't get jiggy with this shit. like I really fucking can't, bro. Like, it's not. No. This first hour was a blessing.
Yes, that's Dynamite.
That was a good show, blessing,
but an uneven show.
Yeah,
because the first hour, like you said, fire. Some great matches in those two openers. Mm-hmm. Good stuff with Regal and Mox and Danielson. Then Sammy Guevara and Conti hit the ring and shit got weird. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, I liked the main event. I thought it was a good match, but I don't think it was enough to completely derail the show, because the show was derailed by that point.
Yeah. And to be honest, I feel like the main event added to it for me, because it was just like, why you end with this? Like, this is not
that in that sense. Yes, because like I feel like since you had all that weird ass shit with you know, basically the fucking women again.
Yeah.
But since you had all that weird shit, you needed a stronger end. You didn't have as strong an end. Like, this was fine as an ending. I'm not as an ending. This was fine as a match. But as an ending, after all that shit they did in that second hour, probably should have been something else.
Tony, if this is what you were going to do, right? And you laid this out, I wouldn't have put it in this order at all. I would have ended with the Adam Cole stuff, or I would have ended with the Hardy stuff.
Oh yeah, end with the Hardys.
You feel me? Like, those two are matches that are like with the Adam Cole stuff. I'm saying that because of the fact that it ended up becoming a world title angle.
Yeah,
you feel me? And then of course, who doesn't like Jay Lethal in the main event? Fucking hell yeah.
Yeah.
You feel me? Because that progresses the world title angle, I would have had that on last for sense purposes.
Yeah.
I would have probably had Jeff Hardy be the one that probably starts the first hour to keep people in the show. And that way we have one big match to bookend the shows. I mean, to basically bookend each side of the show. And then that meaty match right in the middle. Then have all the other matches build around that. Then I would have had those weird ass fucking segments. Well, I wouldn't have had them. I would have had him say a lot more intelligible shit. But at the same time, I would have put those separate parts of the show to kind of like give the matches breathing room. You feel me? But instead, no, he did the opposite and put all the good matches in the beginning in that first hour, and the second hour can go to shit. I'm sorry, but this is the closest that I could ever compare AEW to Raw right now. Because back in the day, well, not even back in the day, when they first started that 3 hour shit, the first 2 hours, cracking. That last hour,
I get what you mean, but I feel like AEW has had way more comparable episodes to Raw than this one.
Damn. But this to me, it was just such a cracking ass open, bro. Like that first hour to me, I was like, this is a blessing. This is a blessing. This is a blessing. Then Dan Lambert shows up on my TV.
Fucking crazy.
This would have been the best Rampage ever.
Oh yeah.
Fucking, I would have went crazy. I love that 1 hour Rampage for that reason, but this, nope.
So yeah, great first hour. Second hour, and there you go. That's Dynamite.
Y'all know better. Y'all know better than this.
Let's.
So I'm not gonna say too much because y'all know better than this. Y'all should have had that Jazz situation. I would have had it probably in the first hour or in the middle of the second hour. It wouldn't have been something that I would have fucking had main event the show.
Yeah, that I will agree. I don't mind the Jazz as is. I do agree that you could do a little bit more work with it, but whatever. I'm willing to give them the time and opportunity to do whatever they're gonna do with that. But that other shit, that Sammy Guevara type Conti shit, that Thunder Rosa Vicky Guerrero shit, none of that.
Go home.
Go home.
Anyways, with that being said, we've been the Banter Club, or the Dirty Banter Club, if you would like to call it that.
Yes.
I already miss Kofi Weedston.
Yes.
AKA Kenneth Stonz.
You have him back one day.
I already miss him already. Like, this was so much fun because of it. Like, I always have fun on the show. With that being said, this has been a great show. First hour popping. And Tej, I'm gonna have you tell these people where to find us.
Indeed. Yeah. You already know where to find us. Find us on Instagram at Ramblemania Show and at Banter Club Podcast. Find us on Twitter at Ramblemania, Facebook.com/Ramblemania Show. Also find our group there, Ramblemania Show's Banter Club. We and the other podcasts, wrestlers, and everybody we associate with, post all our goings on and all that is going down. As far as the audio goes, wherever audio is found, that's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, TuneIn, Overcast, everywhere your podcasts are found. Search Ramblemania Show or Banter Club. Visuals, twitch.tv/Ramblemania Show. Search us up on YouTube, Ramblemania Show or Banter Club. When you get here, like the videos, click subscribe, and click the bell so that when a new content drops, it goes straight to you. We are on Spotify video as well. So if you want to watch us on Spotify, if you want to literally watch us on Spotify, you can do so. We have the video version of the podcast on Spotify. And as far as me personally, find me on Instagram at TJ the Great One. That's TJ the GR, the number 8, the number 1. And find me on Twitter at TJ the Great. That's TJ the GR, the number 8. It's as simple as that.
Well, TJ the Great T. Kid. Hey, kid. I did that so weird this week. I don't know what happened. You can find me on Instagram at the number 6, the letter X, the letter L. That is at 6XL. You can find me on Twitter SIIXX. Ain't I great? That is at SIIXX. You already. You can find us on TikTok at Ramblemania Show, where we post nice little funny clips of everything you see here. Wow, man. With that being said, we're gonna leave these beautiful people out there to you with a little something we could like to call it too sweet. Too sweet. We love you, BC aliens, and a good fight.
And good night.
Blagger, 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 blagger. These niggas and they feel Dirty Heelz, Dirty Heelz. Blair, Blair.
Ouchie.